चलो जी ये देखो एक्सरसाइज 5 वो कहता है जी Alice wants customers to be able to create an account with Treeside Holidays. She wants them to create the account using a web page. Using the file account.html, create a web page to meet the following requirements. When the generate username button is clicked, a username for the customer is generated below the button. The customer's username must be their forename, their surname, and the year of their birth joined together. So you need to concatenate. When the submit password button is clicked, the page must be rewritten to display only one of the following messages. If the passwords match, the text "Your password has been set" must be displayed. If the passwords do not match, "Your passwords did not match, please try again" must be displayed. Programmer comments must be added to annotate each requirement. Save your web page as myaccount.html. And then these are basically theoretical questions which you are to answer in a Word document. Okay, so we'll open up Dreamweaver and we will straight away import our HTML. The very first step, you look at the design. Look at the elements. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 5 input boxes. There are 2 buttons. ठीक है? उसके बाद second step, open this in your browser and then test your web page. So first name is set to be, let's say, Munib. Then we have Arshad, date of birth is 22nd/USM/1983, and then we click on generate username. So nothing happens. ठीक है? यहाँ पे enter password. So let's say this is my password, and I will click on submit password. Nothing happens. ठीक है? So एक दफा आपने इसको टेस्ट करना है अपने उधर जाके. Once this is done, you come back to your design and then identify the properties being set for your elements. ठीक है? So पहला input box है. We go to the code. Let me zoom in. Now the code says that the first name input है. That's an input box. Type is text. ID क्या है? F name. Second input box with the surname. The ID is S name. Date of birth. The type is text. ID is DOB. The button is calling which function? User. Okay, this is the generate username. Then please enter password of your account. So we have the enter password. Input is ID is password 1. Re-enter password. ID is password 2. And the button is calling the function which is called password. So we have the IDs of all the input boxes. We have the buttons, and the buttons are associated with functions, calling the functions, although there's no script being added. Okay, so we'll start the solution. So we'll start the script and we end the script. First of all, the very first thing, when you have to write the script on your own, जब scratch से start करना है ना, तो सबसे पहले सबसे shortest or smallest test that you can perform to associate your function with your button is create an alert message with your button. ठीक है? So I will type in function. The name of the function is user, round bracket open close, curly bracket open close, and within the curly bracket I will type in alert, and the message is hello. So this way I have linked my function with the button. When the button is going to be clicked, it will call the function user, and the user function is to alert the message hello. So let's save this, run it. You click on generate username, the prompt works. So that means my function is being called by clicking on the button. So the button is linked with my script. Now come back. What do we have to do? We have to generate a username. Username is going to be, it said, it will be a concatenation of your forename, your surname, and the year of your birth. ठीक है, all right. Let's say I'm going to introduce a variable. I can do it without the variable as well, ठीक है, but with variable I will be able to save some time on the typing. So variable for, let's say, the first name, मैं उसका नाम रख देता हूँ, okay, that's going to be fn, which is going to be assigned as the id of the input box, which is fname dot value. So fn is basically representing what? The first name value, the input box first name value. Then I'm going to introduce a variable which is actually going to be sn, which is going to be associated with sname dot value. Done. With my date of birth, I would say the var is db, that is assigned with dob, which is the id of my date of birth, dob dot value. ठीक है, I've just introduced 3 variables. सही है, अच्छा. Now I need to test what? When that button is clicked, it needs to what? It needs to add the username below the button on the same web page. Do I have a paragraph tag after my button? No. So I have to create one so that I can refer it to the inner HTML code, right? So in my design or in my code, I will just press enter. I will add a paragraph tag and end it. Okay. And for this tag, I'm going to define an ID, which is going to be, no, it can be username. Username. Username is fine. Okay. So these values are going to be taken, fn, sn and db, and they are going to be displayed where? So I would say document dot get element by id. id is username dot inner HTML equals to what? Equals to the value of first name plus the value of sname plus the dob. समझाए? कंकैटिनेट कर दी. अगर मैं वेरिएबल ना करूं तो मैं एक लाइन में भी लिख सकता हूं. All that I have to do is fname dot value plus sname dot value plus dob dot value. You get this? If I run this, let's see if it works. First name, we added surname, we added date of birth. It is supposed to be in this format. So click on generate username. It is adding a generate username. However, the requirement was not this. The requirement was that I need to have the year from the date of birth, not the full date of birth. Generate तो हो रहा है, under the button भी हो रहा है. ठीक है. So हमें क्या करना है? हमें इसको सिर्फ year extract करना है. अब year extract करने के लिए you will have to make use of a function which is called substring. ठीक है. सबस्ट्रिंग के लिए क्या तरीका है? अच्छा, इस वैल्यू को मैं सबस्ट्रिंग भी लगा सकता हूं. अब सबस्ट्रिंग में क्या करते हैं? सबस्ट्रिंग में आपका बेसिकली फर्स्ट कैरेक्टर है और कितने कैरेक्टर्स वो चाहिए. जस्ट लाइक मिड फंक्शन. मिड में आप टेक्स्ट डिफाइन करते हो. टेक्स्ट के बाद आप उसके स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट डिफाइन करोगे और फिर आपको नंबर ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स चाहिए. तो हमें इसके क्या बनते हैं नंबर ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स? अगर मेरी डेट ये है 22/07/1983, सो यहां से ऑनवर्ड्स मुझे 4 कैरेक्टर चाहिए. ये कितने हैं? 6. ठीक है. कंप्यूटर्स में द काउंटिंग स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम 0. सो बेसिकली ये हो गया 0, ये हो गया 1, ये हो गया 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. आई नीड फ्रॉम 6 I need 4 characters. So I would say substring from 6 to 4. I run this. Let's test it out. That's my username. जो वैल्यू है ना उसके ऊपर हमने फंक्शन लगाया कि कौन सा सब स्ट्रिंग का डेट ऑफ बर्थ इज बेसिकली इन द स्ट्रिंग फॉर्म हाउ डू आई नो दैट बिकॉज डेट ऑफ बर्थ का इनपुट बॉक्स देखो क्या है टाइप क्या उसकी टेक्स्ट है उसके अंदर नंबर्स उसके अंदर स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स उसके अंदर अल्फाबेट्स सारे एक्सेप्टेबल है अगर ये टाइप लिखी होती नंबर तो उसका मतलब था यहां पे क्या होंगे सिर्फ नंबर्स आएंगे So since this is text, I applied a function onto the value of DOB. That substring. Substring के अंदर मैंने लिखा 6 and 4. 6 basically the starting character. Number 4 is the number of characters required. ठीक है. अब अगर मैं अपनी डेट को देखूं तो डेट starts with 0. Sorry. 22/07/. These first 6 characters. ठीक है. Are not required. I need to have the last 4 characters. अब starting number हमारा क्या बनेगा? Starting number would not be 7. Why? Because the counting start from 0. So अगर ये character 0 है, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this becomes 6. So from 6, I need 4 characters. These functions are stated in your book. In a table form. किताब पढ़े हो गया जनरेट यूजर नेम हो गया अगला क्या है अगला है जी कि when the submit password button is clicked the page must be rewritten to display only one of the following messages if the passwords match the text your password has been set must be displayed. If the passwords do not match, the passwords did not match. Please try again. Okay. I will define the function for my password. Password के लिए on click it will call this function. ठीक है? This function has ended. This is no more. Function user is finished. ठीक है? So this is up until here. Now I'll write function. This is the function. Curly brackets open close. I need to write my instructions over here. Because this is another button which is going to be clicked and it will call this function. When this function is going to be called, it will be comparing the values of password 1 and password 2. Okay, fine. I will say var p1 equals to password 1 dot value var p2 equals to password 2 dot value क्या हुआ efficient way of addressing the values rather than typing the whole thing over and over again मैं सिर्फ क्या लिखूंगा p1 p2 लिखूंगा ठीक है I can do without it as well अब मैंने करना क्या है I need to test them test कैसे करेंगे How do you select? How do you select? Huh? How will you compare? If. So if P1 double equals to P2 ठीक है ये हमारा टेस्ट अच्छा what will happen हम करते हैं it should be rewritten to a page rewritten to a page document dot write क्या लिखना है मैसेज your password has been set your password has been set if they don't match else document dot write your password does not match. Please re-enter password. Okay. Okay. So run this. First name, surname, generate username. हो गया? Okay. Enter password. Submit. Your password has been set. F5 to refresh. Enter password. Submit. Your password does not match. Please re-enter password. It's rewritten. Baji, this was the solution to the first part. 20 marks. How difficult was it? Same concept. ठीक है नहीं? Open the file questions.rtf, enter your answers to the following questions on programming, the place indicated in the document. Describe what is meant by a function in program. Use no more than 150 words. You know what's a function? It's a subpart. It's a portion of your main program, which will always return a value to your main program. And it is only functional when it is being called. It can be associated with a button, an element on your HTML. It can run on its own as well. If we call the function in the script, it will run in any case. If we associate it with the button, then it will run only when the button is clicked. A string of text has been stored in the variable word. String of text is stored in the variable word. So variable word is basically ICT is amazing. Let's do this practically, or where you are supposed to do it theoretically. So script and end the script. We have the variable word, which is assigned as ICT is amazing. So we'll define the value as ICT is amazing. Fine. Give the answer that would be extracted for each of the JavaScript commands. ठीक है. अब commands क्या है? Word.length. Length क्या करता है? अभी हमने पिछली एक्सरसाइज में किया. क्या करता है? It basically gives the number of characters in your. Number of characters पता चलते हैं. ठीक है. Space included. How many numbers do you see? How many number of characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 14. Do you see 14? यहां से काउंट करना शुरू करना बेटा. Yes. ठीक है. I think there are 14. Anyways, so I would say the text is basically this. I'll say document dot write. Should I document dot write or okay? Let's have variable v assigned as, or we can simply take the alert. So document dot write. What do we want to write? We want to write word dot length. Okay, so word dot length. Let's run this. You save it. Untitled.html. Says 15. So word dot length is 15. How so? ICT 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Spellings. So now it should be 14. Got it? So word.length basically counts the number of characters. Okay. Next, word.slice 8, 11. So word.slice 8, 11. Let's see the output. MAZ is being extracted. Now let's look at the content. MAZ, these three were taken out. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. However, 8 is basically starting from M. Why? Because the counting starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 is basically where you stop. That 11 is not going to be included. So it is basically 8, 9, 10, which is why we get to have MAZ. You get this? Next is character at. This is for character at. Okay. So we'll change this. Character at, in which A is capital. Character at what? 3 or 4? 3. So type in 3. What should be the answer? From this word, what is the character at 3?
Space.
Okay, space. You say space. So space. It's not visible. Why is it at 3? Because the counting starts from 0. What if the character is 2? T. It should be T. Got this? ठीक है आगे देखो substring 77. The same function we applied in the exercise as well. So word dot substring 77. Run it. Amazing. Why? Now listen. 0, C is 1, T is 2, space is 3, I is 4, 5, 6. This is 7. From this point onwards, we need 7 characters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's why amazing was the extraction. Now can you explain all of these functions? And these functions are stated in your book. This was the solution to your task 5.